Frequent visitors and residents on the South Coast of Barbados may have noticed an increase of Culex mosquitoes in their area. But why is this happening? Deputy Chief Environmental Health Officer Ronald Chapman tells us more about this pest and why it is so rampant.
The Culex mosquito is a small mosquito, approximately 4 millimeters in length. It is a brown mosquito. The mosquito is one which bites mainly at night. Usually starts biting around the hours around 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock, and it goes right up till around maybe 1 o'clock. After that time, the mosquito tends to go to sleep. There have been a proliferation of mosquitoes here at the swamp, and this is because of the change in the constitution of the water. As we all know, there have been some spillage of the sewage from the South Coast sewage treatment plant. Some of that spillage has crept into the waters of the Graham Hall swamp around the peripheral areas. It is these peripheral areas that you would find now the Culex mosquito breeding. Now, in the past, we've always had Culex mosquitoes in the swamp. There are some areas of the swamp that are simply inaccessible. It's not wise to go there because there's quicksand. Culex will tend to breed in large fields in water that is now turning a little brackish. So that is why we've been getting more Culex than we would normally get.
In some parts of the world, the Culex mosquito can be a major threat, but in Barbados, it is merely a nuisance and does not transmit a virus.
The Culex mosquito is primarily a nighttime biter. The mosquito is responsible for the spread of something called Japanese encephalitis. It is also responsible for the spread of West Nile virus, and is also responsible for another disease which we call lymphatic filariasis, which is in Barbadian terms what we call elephantiasis, or Barbadians like to say elephantitis. Now, fortunately for us here in Barbados, the causative agents for those diseases are not in the island. So basically the Culex mosquito in Barbados is more or less a nuisance mosquito. It will bite you, but there is no spreading of any diseases.
Although this insect poses no serious health risk, the Ministry of Health has been working assiduously to rid the affected areas of the Culex mosquito.
In terms of the actual treatment, we've been fogging, which works well for the adult mosquitoes. That fogging is usually done late in the evening because the sun is going down, the atmosphere is cooling, and it allows the fog to stay at ground level where the mosquitoes are flying during that time of the evening. We also are engaged in the putting of granules in the water, which is a bait granules, scientifically known as Temifos. We put that in the water. What that does is to kill the larvae. We also are putting a chemical called aquatine in the water. Aquatine is a silicone-based compound which covers the surface of the water. What that does is to prevent the breathing of the mosquitoes, so they suffocate in the water. And it has the additional value of being, of not affecting non-target species. So it targets mosquitoes and mosquitoes alone. The other thing we're doing is that we're going out and we're talking to people, in that we're asking people, telling people, if you're having mosquitoes, what you may want to do is to use your repellents. You may want to also wear long sleeve clothing as much as possible. We've been doing our educational programs. We've been going into the schools. We've been going to persons' households. We've been going to the businesses. So basically, we've been increasing our presence here in the area so that we can do as much as we possibly can.
Mr. Chapman encourages persons in the affected areas to install screen doors and windows, and also to contact the Ministry of Health.
If you're having problems with mosquitoes, if you're seeing a large proliferation, we would ask you to give us a call so that we can come out and we can take a look. This mosquito flies up to 2 miles at a time sometimes. So sometimes you can call, you can be getting lots of mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes are not necessarily breeding right next door to you. But we still encourage you to give us a call. And once you call, we will attend to the call expeditiously.
If you are experiencing a mosquito proliferation in your area, please call the Ministry of Health at 467-9300.